Hello and welcome to my live. I'm Artful Roger, as the sign says behind me here, with a D, Roger with a D. I'm on here live on TikTok, and I'm also archiving these live sessions on YouTube under the same name. If you go looking for me, just remember to put that D in there, and you'll have it made. Waiting for some of my crew to join. It's been a long time, guys, since I've been on here doing a live. Woo! And I ran in here today to get going. Melissa, welcome. Grandma Donna, you're here. Yes. Lori, thank goodness. I've got a moderator. It is me in the flesh. Absolutely. Denise, welcome. We've got a total of 2 people in this live. 2 people. Get crew. This is what I get. This is what I get for taking such a long break. And I'm working on this clock case. I'm going to be on here for 30 minutes tonight, I hope. That's what I make it. Catherine, welcome. Welcome R. Spears. I think that's what we've got. 21. Welcome to the live. Just getting started here. If you're new, and it looks like we've got a few people in here now. Jackie, I know, can you believe it? Absolutely, I am a stranger. I'm a stranger to this entire process. We're doing these clock case upcycles. Old clock cases that do not have guts. We're building miniature worlds inside of them. I notice I don't have all my lights on either. I am completely, totally, 100% out of practice on doing these lives. Upside down flower pot. Thank you. I'm glad you're excited. Hang on, let me turn all my lights on. Yes, that makes a difference. There we go. It's been a while. I want to show you though, here's how far I've gotten with this thing. It has a coat of paint on it now. I put the second coat on. So this is the white clock case that we've been working on. You guys haven't seen it in a while. I think when you saw it last, it was black. It was still in its original color. And there's the interior started out. I've got the LEDs in there. They're started. The flooring's in. The motor. There's the motor. There we go. The motor that turns our figure that's going to be inside. Well, warp 16. Thank you. I'll take that. I'll take that compliment. I'm damn cute. I'll take it. Okay, guys, look. This is our dancing girl. This is who we're working with. She's the one that's going to be doing this ever so gently inside. This is our dandy that's going to be playing this harpsichord. So this is what he's playing. This is his instrument that he's going to be playing for her to dance. These things, if you're not familiar, these were made in occupied Japan. This would be just after World War II, made in the 1950s. All these little figures, they're little porcelain, probably what you would call dime store trinkets. They would have been at a place like Woolworth. They would have been very inexpensive. They're setabouts. My dad called them dust collectors. And I did build something for you guys so we can show them up close. My dad called them dust collectors. That's what he called them. They would sit on a shelf and do nothing but collect dust. But what we're doing for these things is we're creating a world for them inside these. Nay, my goodness. It's so good to see it. Yeah, yes, Gay and May, this is my new hair look. It absolutely is. Do you guys like my new hair look? It's called, Roger bought the wrong product for his hair, and it is entirely too thick. And so when I put it on my hair, it just, the minute it touches my hair, it does exactly what it was doing the minute I touched it. So, thank you. I'm glad you like it. And it's parted on the wrong side. I'm just all messed up tonight, but I'm glad you guys like it. Thank you. This household likes it as well. Steve does like it, so we'll take it. Anyway, let me get back to this real quick. New people. We got 105 people, so I know we've got some new people in here. Okay, let me show you. This is what we do, guys. I'm bringing this in for those of you already initiated. You have to endure this on every live because I have to show people who don't know what we do. This was an old mantle clock. It was a mess. It was gutted. There was nothing in it. This is what we do in these lives. Here we go. Whoops. So we put a chandelier in there, furniture. It's like an entire world that we build. This is a Christmas themed. You can't really see it. This is Christmas themed. There we go. It's very difficult to get my phone inside here when it's on a tripod. But you get the idea. So that's what we're doing. The one that we're working on tonight, the white one that I've got here underneath this clock case, is unlike anything I've ever built before. It is going to have, it has a motor in it where one of the figures is going to be turning. This is what the back of it looks like. Because it's Christmas themed, I put a little bit of greenery around the windows. So again, just an old clock case turned into a miniature world. Everyone in the live participates in color choices, drapery, wallpaper, most of the time. This project has been so complicated though. I've been working on it a little bit at a time, and I've been waiting for so many things to come. So that's, hey, Tim the Doughboy has joined the live. I'm so glad. So you're asking, Urban's asking, where do I display them? They do go upstairs. The Halloween clock case, which you guys have seen in my video history, that Halloween clock, display them. They do go upstairs. The Halloween clock case, which you guys have seen in my video history, that Halloween clock case is upstairs now for Halloween. So it's up there being displayed. The Christmas ones, of course, will go up, as you know, when the Christmas stuff goes out. This case, though, is the first one I've done that's not themed for a holiday. This is simply our dandy playing the harpsichord, which I got to show you. This guy's really cute. I'm putting it on the little miniature house I made. All right, here we go. Let's see if I can put them all in here and then drop and break them on a live. She had one too many eggnogs. All right, there we go. So this is kind of how they're going to be situated inside the case. She's going to be rotating on a base, so she's going to be turning very slowly, and our little guy here is playing the harpsichord. All right, so let me tell you, I ordered a music box, an actual musical movement from Japan. So it finally got here. I have it installed. We are going to listen to the minuet. So the way this is going to work, this is a plunger, as you can see, not for your toilet. That's a whole entirely different kind of plunger. But the plunger is going here. And there's going to be some metal around this. It's very decorative. But what this is right here is you pull it out and the music comes on, you push it in and the music goes off. So this controls the music box that's mounted here in the back where you see those screws, those tiny screws. Right here is the music box. This is not yet mounted. This is what I was doing before the live started. There's the musical movement, and it's going to be controlled by the plunger. So I want you to hear the minuet. All right. Did you notice that that is not Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star? That is not a repetitive little tune. It is a 30-note musical movement. You can get these things up to like 70 notes, and you know what that sounds like. And they're $1,200 for a musical movement like this. This movement was $100 and some odd dollars for this because it's 30 notes. I didn't want an 8 or 16 note that played some simple little tune that like this one. You hear that? It's dying. It's dying. We didn't want that. We wanted something nice that sounded really good. So that's what we've got here with this movement, and now this one won't stop singing. Okay. Am I going to dance for you? Well, we missed it because the music's now off. You know, I could do a minuet in yes, I used to do it in college. I can't remember it now. I can't even do it. This thing is not keeping time. So yes, I can minuet. Dang it, stop. All right. What do you guys think of the musical movement? Don't you think that's a great idea for this thing? It's gonna be a music box with lights and the chandelier installed and sconces. Here are the side panels. These are the sconces, mirrored sconces. There, of course, here's the wire, so they're light up sconces. So we've got those on each side. What else? Chandelier. This is the chandelier. The light bulbs are bent down a little bit because I've been manhandling it, but you get the idea. Let's put this up here. Whoop, there we go. Forgive the light bulbs, they can easily be straightened, but yes, that's the chandelier that's going to be in the space, which is beautiful, fully illuminated. The thing about building these clock cases, I will tell you, if you want it to be nice, you've got to spend money. This chandelier was $130 or $150, I don't know. The musical movement, as you know, was over $100. So we're already $200 and something in on two parts of this. That doesn't include the clock case, the paint, the figures, and all the stuff that goes into it. So end of the day, several $100s in these things, just in the pieces and parts to build it. So yes, it is, Lynn. That is very good. Lynn says, a room inspired by Biltmore. It absolutely is. That's what this one's going to be about with the minuet playing. I have to tell you that I have an entire collection. I think you've seen it in a previous video of all kinds of parts of junk and pieces of this and that. This is part of a chandelier that I've had this for years. It has a finial. This round part is a finial on the end to hold something else, but I was able to straighten it and turn it into this perfect plunger, or, it is a plunger for this particular musical instrument. So it's going to look so good. I've painted all the parts and pieces to go on the top. Hang on one second. Let me show you this. This is going to be the top finial for this. This is an old clock finial, antique. Found it at a junk store. It was in very rough shape. It was pretty bent up. So I've been able to straighten it out pretty well. I got a good deal on it. And it just simply screws in. It would have been on top of a clock at some point. That's how it attaches. So that is going to be right here on the top of this eventually. So when we get to that point, these are some of the last things that we do, or add these type of things to it. But some really great detail. I repainted these. They were super bright gold, but I went with this more brassy gold because I'm trying to match this. This is the bezel that'll go on the front. So I'm trying to kind of get close to the colors. This is natural brass. This is painted. And I think it's pretty good. It's close enough. And maybe a little black wax on this will actually make it even better. And there's some paint on this glass I need to clean off. Okay. 64 people still hanging in there. Is Chipper Doodle on the live, guys? Have you seen her? Has she joined? Nay, I appreciate that. I'm going to read your comment, Nay, because it's going to be on YouTube. You are so talented. Thank you. So no one knows of Chipper Doodle. You haven't seen Chipper. She may not have gotten a notice. She's probably doing something tonight. Yeah, she wanted me to do a live, so I was hoping. Oh, you did. Thank you, Gay, for doing that. You sent an invite. Appreciate that. I wanted to show her. The reason I want her on there is because this is the back wall of the white clock case. So there's the wallpaper that we talked about. This is 1/12 scale wallpaper. I'm gonna get in there close so you can see. It's just really hyper detailed and amazing. There's some very subtle orange and teal in there and some chartreuse that comes out. Brings it out in the other figures. Those colors match. Jay, you ordered yourself a tinsel tree from Vickerman. Congratulations, my friend. Welcome to the new obsession. Good luck. I wish you Godspeed as you work your way through your new obsession. Yes, this wallpaper is amazing. And there are the drapery. This will be painted. This will be white. And it's going to be there's going to be molding. This is the outside wall. This is the back of the clock case. This is the back. This will be white. And then this will have molding and it'll be painted white. And this is the drapery that's going to be on it. She's going to be dancing right here in front of the window. So that is the back wall. What I wanted to show you on Chipper is Chipper sent me a bunch of small things she made. And this particular frame had a ghost in it for a haunted house. But I really liked her frame and I really wanted to include something that she made in this one. So I added this bit of art inside of it. So that's going to be on the wall there behind it. So I know it's pretty big, but the space is small. So I'm really trying to fill everything in with stuff that's interesting. Hey, Vivi, welcome. Welcome to the live. So this is the back wall. This is made out of foam core, as you can see. And it's easy just to take off. You can take the back off of this clock case and work on it when you need to. Get your hands in there if you have to. Yeah, I think so, Jackie. I appreciate that. Yeah, it looks really good. I wanted her to see it, but she'll see it in time. There was something else. Oh, yes. You know, I dry all these flowers and stuff from the garden, and I had these little things. So this is the flower arrangement that I put together that's going to be, it's going to be in the corner behind the harpsichord. So kind of where, you know, he's playing, and this is going to be in the back corner like that. But what I'm trying to determine, I'm not too happy about this color, right? What's painted on the vase. I'm thinking of turning it around this way and having it white. So I think that it's not going to be, this motif is not going to be visible in the case. I think it's going to be white. I'm pretty excited about this arrangement because the yellow flowers that you see, that's some goldenrod that I clipped out of the garden and dried. And it just worked out perfectly. Tiny little goldenrod stuff. Yeah, it is. I agree with you. It's too busy. That's what it is. Visually, and the colors aren't right. Because when you look at it with the wallpaper, it just doesn't, that does not work with this wallpaper. This works better. The colors are vibrant in the flower arrangement for a reason. It's because our figures are so vibrant. Especially, well, he's orange. And this green, this bright green I had to deal with, which I got a little bit of that in the wallpaper. You really can't see it, but in person you could see it. And then she's wearing this other green. So we've got some bright tones in there. I needed to bring that in. The flowers really tie it. They really tie it together. Ceiling. This is the ceiling. It doesn't look like much to you right now, but let me show you. The chandelier is going to hang from this circle. So this is like a ceiling medallion. It's cut down because it has to fit into the top. And it has this wood on here that's glued on because I needed to create some space for the wiring. So the wiring is going to be hidden here. And that is going to go right here in the top. Like that. So you can see how that's going to fit. So that when you look up inside of it from this side and see the chandelier, it's going to be hanging down in there. And what I could not see, well, I can straighten that. I can see it now. I'm such a freak. I really am. It had to be straight. My God, I can't believe it was crooked. All right, so you get the idea. And that's just an old clock face off of another piece of junk that I found in an antique store. That's where I find most of this stuff. Thank you, Stephanie. Stephanie says, I think the flowers in the vase are going to work against the wallpaper. I absolutely agree. Because I have such an important life, I spend time of my life, my precious life, worrying about things like this. I wonder if this coordinates with the wallpaper. This, people, where are we? There we go. This, people, is what I spend my time doing. But it's fun. You know, it's fun stuff. So you heard the music box, you've seen the art, you've seen the drapes, you've seen the flowers. This one too is going to be unlike the others. Part of this is going to be all the LEDs inside and the chandelier and the sconces that will go here on the sides. You can see that, what I've done. Those are going to be 12 volt. The motor is running off standard household current. So there's going to be a standard wire coming in the back of this thing. And there's going to be a small transformer inside here that's going to be creating 12 volts for the lighting. And the 120 is going to be running the motor that's turning our figure. In case you're interested. And these are the side panels. I'm going to stick them in there so you can see what it looks like. This thing has crown molding in it, floor molding. All of this is dollhouse stuff. Someone asked me in one of my one of my videos, asked me, where do I get all this stuff? Online. So there's the side panels with the sconces. The sconces will be illuminated. The wires are going to come out through the bottom. They're going to come out down here. That piece of wood that I've signed, this is Artful Roger, and it has the word this. The reason the word this is there is because that is a piece of scrap wood that was in this house when we moved in here in 2018. The guy who lived here before had left it behind, and he had written something on this side up or something like that. But anyway, I kept this piece of wood because it's super thin, and I thought, someday I'm going to need a piece of wood like this. And lo and behold, I did, because I had to mount that motor onto something very rigid. It couldn't be foam core. So lo and behold, I got to use it, and his writing will be forever a part of this clock case. It says Artful Roger 2024, this. So that's all closed. This stuff down here, by the way, all this wiring that you see is going to be hidden. There's another panel that goes on the bottom. So this will be closed. So you'll see none of this once it's finished. And this, I think the sconces are going to look pretty amazing. And you also notice that there's white stripes back here. This, my finger, wait, where are we? Striping right here, the way that looks white. It's because of the wallpaper. You see how I did it? Because when you look in the front, I wanted you on the sides to see wallpaper. Now you can't really tell because the wallpaper runs together. It's kind of an optical illusion. Those two pieces of wallpaper are separated from each other, but they run into the side panel, so you can't really tell with your eye. And it'll be closed behind glass, so no one can put their hands in there anyhow. Thank you, Nay. Nay says, I love it. So thank you. Oh, one more thing has happened. My old trusty glue gun, guys, that I've had for 30 years. Served me well. It gummed up. It died a tragic and slow death. I got a new one. It came in, you could pick it any color you wanted. I would ask you to guess what color I picked, but I'm going to show you what I did pick. It's pink. I'm sorry. I like pink. It was between the pink and the bright yellow. I went with the pink. I had to have it. If my stand mixer would have come in the right color pink, it would be pink. But it's not. It's pistachio because they did not have the right pink. They had that awful pink from the 1990s that some people call mauve and some people call it mauve. That's the color it is I do not like. Yeah, the glue gun is definitely gone. I cut the cord off and it went right in the garbage. Purple would have been a good one. Had purple existed as a choice, I would have picked that. But yes, I have pink. It came with this. It came with a pink case with lots of glue. And I didn't know that because I didn't read the description. I just looked at the picture. So I bought more glue. So now I have so much glue that someone, long after I'm gone, I'm in an urn, someone will be using that glue that some old man bought years ago. That is the end of me selling my glue gun. But I do love the pink one. I really do. Absolutely was a good score. So what did you guys think about the music box? What do you think about my minuet choice? Thank you, Vivi. I have slimmed down. I've lost like 20 pounds on purpose. Not because I'm sick or anything like that. Oh my gosh, Henry, you threw away glue sticks. Well, there's probably a lot of them. The brand of the glue gun is Romec. It's Amazon. So if you're interested, they're in umpteen colors. There's a lot of them. Yes, thank you, none. Yes, it is better that it's 30 notes. I agree. I cannot stand a music box that does Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, how I wonder what you are. Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. It just goes over and over and it's monotonous and crazy. This was a little bit longer. I would have loved to have bought a 50 or a 60 note music box, but I couldn't justify, $500. I wanted to justify it, but I live with someone who would have helped me understand that I don't need to justify that because I'd be living alone. So I still live here. Yeah, 30 notes is perfect. It's going to work for this. Absolutely. It does, Tim. I agree with you. It almost sounds like a harpsichord. That's what I loved about it. The great thing, and a lot of my stuff I buy on eBay. I think this particular one, though, came from Amazon, this music box, the musical movement. But what was great about the way they listed it is one of the pictures was a video that showed that let you listen to the music box before you purchased it. But they only played like one. You know, they might offer 20 tunes, but they only played one tune so you can hear what it sounds like. It just so happened that they picked Minuet. So I got to hear the Minuet before I bought it, which I really liked quite a bit. Yeah, $500 is insane for a very elaborate one. There's a $1,200 one that's like 70 notes or 80 notes. Insanely gorgeous sounding. But again, this is a little clock case project. You know, I think spending $100 on a musical movement is quite a bit. I think it is, personally. Yeah, Mary Dawn, you're right. This project, this thing, when done, is going to look amazing. The little pieces and parts that go on it, there's a lot of gold on the front of this. There's feet. There's a lot of, there's going to be a lot of, I got to take these things out. There's going to be a lot of decoration here that's all metal here. As a matter of fact, I'll be right back. Enjoy my background. It's beautiful. People are just, this is showing up in people's FYP, and they're like going, what is this? All right, so these are the feet. So there's one of the gold feet. Okay, so that's going to go there on each end. So gold feet. These guys, I had these from some other piece of project or something I had, so they're going to go right here. Whoops. There's 4 of these. So 1, 2. So those are going to be around the clock face as well. So there's 2 more that are going to go down below, down here at the bottom corner. So there's going to be a lot of really beautiful gold stuff on here that's going to bring this, it's going to really bring it together. It's going to look pretty amazing. I'm moving all this stuff around and I'm not going to know where it is when I need it. Yvonne is in the live. I missed her. Yvonne, welcome. I'm glad you're here. And yes, I'm doing a live. I can't believe it. I decided to take someone's advice. They said, Roger, when you don't feel like doing a live, you don't have to do a live, because I really was making myself do it sometimes when I really wasn't in the right state of mind to do it. And I've taken that time, and I appreciate that you guys have been patient with me as I've taken some time away from lives, because it's quite a lot to do, especially with all the other stuff going on around me, you know, from day to day. But this thing, like I said, is going to look pretty amazing. I can't wait to get to the point where you guys can see it. Yes, Little B, thank you. You guys are okay. Yes, and I know. And people have been really good about sending me notes, you know, what they call them, direct messages, DMs, telling, you know, sharing whatever, you know, saying they missed the lives or whatever. And I appreciate that. And you stay in contact. Absolutely. And it's fun coming down here with winter coming on. You know, we've got some Christmas projects, Christmas cloche. I never did do the Halloween cloche. I haven't done it yet. Hopefully I might do it. Who knows? But there'll definitely need to be a Christmas one for sure. Thank you, Jackie. I'm glad. We love you and so happy when you pop on. I'm Jackie. I appreciate that. And, you know, some people had told me in the private messages that, you know, there's a community here in my lives for them, that you guys speak to each other. I know that a lot of you are connected together on your own, have your own connections with each other. But I think it's important that when I'm on lives, it seems to be important to people to be able to come in here and chat with the rest of the group. So I know there's that aspect of it as well that's missed. Yes, and we do, Little B. Summertime is very pretty. And there's definitely not enough time in the day, that is for sure. It's like today, it was 6:30, and I was upstairs trying to eat dinner as quickly as I could, and I thought, oh my God, I'm gonna run out of time. And I was in here trying to get things ready, and I looked at my watch. It was 6:59. I'm like, oh, I better push the button. It's time to get this live rolling. But yeah, I think that what I've got right now, I think I'm at a point where I painted this today with chalk paint. Those of you who are interested, I use this brand. This is Dixie Belle. This particular brand is called, this color is called Fluff. That's this white color. What I like about the chalk paint is that it self-levels, which means that when you paint on with a brush, leveling is when the paint settles down and becomes level and you don't have brush strokes. The self-leveling is nice because you don't have to worry about having a total brush stroked look, on your stuff. It tends to level out. This one's got some brush strokes in it. I'm going to put another coat on it probably at some point before I really start working on it. I've had to put down an old bed sheet here that's folded up. That's what this blue stuff is that you're seeing right here. That's padding. Now that I've got it to this point of the paint, I don't want to scratch it up, so I have to keep it on a soft surface as I continue to work on it and add things to it. So you've got Halloween props going up. Yeah, a lot of people are. Yeah, we've got stuff out in the yard too for Halloween. We put the pumpkin man out, the metal pumpkin, jack-o'-lantern head scarecrow is what it is, made of metal. If you're interested and you see it in my video, it's at Wayfair. If you try to buy it from a place like Olive and Coco, I think's got it in their catalog, it's $200 and something, maybe $300. It's $94 on Wayfair. So you might want to, if you like that thing, go to Wayfair. I don't know why that thing is $300. I have no idea why it would be that much money, but it's on Wayfair for less. FYI. And it's super cute. Yeah, Little Bee, I love the scarecrow too. We found that at a nursery in Greenville, South Carolina, at a plant nursery. We paid more than the Wayfair price because we'd never seen one before, and we just really liked it, and we justified spending that money because it was so cute and so subtle. But now somebody last year found it on Wayfair, someone who's on my TikTok, found it, and now I know it's on there, and it's on sale right now. I think it's $250 regularly. It's on sale for $94. At least it was yesterday. Yeah, Grandma Donna, I hope you did do it because I sent you over there, I think, to do it. You got to put metal scarecrow in the search. That'll bring it up. Oh, there is one on Amazon too. Okay, so Jackie's saying Amazon has one as well. So maybe so. They could be all the same. The same manufacturer, I don't know. Yeah, I'm trying to think here if there is anything that that we need to talk about while I'm here live. Yeah, it's over $200. That's right. I think you got the Olive and Coco catalog, maybe. Tell Steve his marketing emails for Grandin Road are working. I got my third shipment today. Oh my God, Tim. I'm going to tell him that. I'll absolutely pass that along to him. Yeah. My other half is VP of Marketing at Grandin Road. If you're not familiar with that, take a look. That's Grandin Road. It's a catalog company, online seller of home furnishings, and right now, a lot of Halloween decor. And you guys already know that I'm with Ballard Designs, which is a sister company, which is all furniture and really pretty stuff, which I don't think anything Ballard is in this space. Nope. Just me. Nay, you like Grandin Road stuff. Oh, you did do that, Tim. You got the quilts too. Good for you. Oh, I will. Absolutely, Henry. I'll pass it along. And Henry, it's really good to see you on here. I know you've been moving. You've been distracted yourself, but it's great to see your name pop up. Yeah, Nay, people love that Halloween. If you've looked at it lately, the woman with the roots and the arms and all that. We finally bought that thing. I think we saw it last year, and it's not cheap. And we bought it this year, so it's out in the garden, which we really like it. It's resin, but I think it's going to work just fine. Yeah, Shannon says, how do you guys have any money? I'd be shopping. We've been associated with Ballard and that Cornerstone Brands group since 2007, I think. So I think we probably gotten over our obsession with it. Although the house has quite a bit of Ballard in it, we don't really look at things. There's a dining table that just came out for Ballard, just introduced in the latest catalog in August, September. I'm in love with it. I want it. There's a dining table in our house right now that's from Ballard from 2 years ago that I loved. I wanted it. I bought it. And now I'm looking at another dining table. And that's a problem. See, that's a problem. I've got to get control of myself. So whenever I see that dining table pop up when I'm working during the day, I scroll past it. I'm not going to spend any time looking at it. So seeing it at the garden, yeah. Yeah, it's in a video. She's in a video where I have her in the garden. Why does my face look red? Do I look red? I look red. I look really orangey. I wonder what that's from. This is really bothering me. I think that it's this awful light right here. I have like 100 lights on me. I think this thing's too bright. All right. All right, that's too shadowed. I need a lighting person. Is anybody a lighting person? Help. Hashtag I need help with lighting. Is that better? Yeah, you would have to build another. I am a little tan from the beach, Gay May, so that's a little bit. Yeah, I don't know what the yellow's from. I don't know where that's happening. Yeah. Catherine, yeah, I don't know what the yellow's from. I don't know where that's happening. Yeah. Catherine, thank you. Oh my God. It wasn't a fishing expedition, but you know, if you're biting, I'll take it. You know, I'll reel you in. She says you look good in any light. Is it hot here in Atlanta or hot in my basement? It's not. It's cooled off here in both places. Yeah, I know. Gay. I'm just saying it because I looked a little orange. I just noticed that the light was making me look orange, but I want to get the lighting right, so I'm a little bit shadowed now. But anywho. Yeah, there you go. Don't leave home without it. American Express. Yeah, they love us. They absolutely do. Yeah, it's warm in the basement. It is. It's stuffy down here because I don't think the air conditioning is working upstairs because it's it's cool outside, so it's not running. So there's no circulation of air down here. God, how I do run my mouth. I just go on and on. I'm staring at comments. We had a great time in Delaware, by the way. I think I left a video up about that. We went to Rehoboth Beach, which is not too far away from Philadelphia and Wilmington and all that. We flew to Norfolk, Virginia, which we understand now that if you live in Norfolk, Virginia, it's Norfolk, and that's how you're supposed to say it. So we flew to Norfolk because we wanted to go up the Delmarva Peninsula, which is that part of Virginia, Maryland, and Delaware that's out, kind of on the outside of mainland Virginia. It's the Chesapeake Bay and all that's there. So we crossed over that 14-mile bridge and tunnel that's the Chesapeake Bay Bridge and Tunnel and went up the Delmarva Peninsula, drove 3 hours up to Rehoboth Beach, which was, in and of itself, was an amazing experience. Henry, you're cooked. If it's the first day, the high's been under 100, holy moly, man, that is just awful. That absolutely is awful. Nerds and Bones, holy moly. Great to see you too. So great to see you. Nerds and Bones, I haven't been on a live in forever, so I'm really glad you popped in. And thanks for sending the lightning bolt and all the good stuff. But if you ever get a chance and you want to go somewhere very interesting and different and quiet and laid back, I recommend, believe it or not, Delaware, of all things. Who thinks of Delaware? We have an aunt who moved to Delaware. That's why we even thought of it ourselves. But what a beautiful, wonderful trip it was. It was magical. It was quiet. It was laid back. That little beach, Rehoboth Beach, is just such a friendly place. It just really was super charming and felt so good. And really good to be in the sun as well. You guys are cooked, Jackie. Highs 90s all week in Dallas. That's here in Atlanta. It's been super dry. It looked like it was going to rain, and it just, we got a dusting of rain. Yeah, I know, Henry. We're all cooked. You're in the North Georgia mountains, Mountain Girl. I'm in the Atlanta metro. I don't live very far from Stone Mountain, if you know what that is. It's really not a mountain. You know what it is. It's a monadnock. It's a giant piece of granite, but that's kind of where I am. Colorful Colorado, absolutely. Yeah, that is beautiful this time of year. You've got all that color that starts coming down the mountains. I remember I lived in Utah. I went to school in Utah, And I remember in the fall that it would start turning orange at the top of the mountains, and the color would just come down the mountain slowly until it was in the valley. It was such an amazing thing to see every fall. It was beautiful. Yeah, I don't know why it's not raining, and it's flooding like crazy in Europe. You know, they're being washed away. So your brother lives in Stone Mountain. Yep, okay. Yeah, it's a beautiful area over here. I love it. I really do love it. No, the TikTok tree, Nerds and Bones, will not go up until it's probably going to get put up. Well, I think you guys know, two of my daughters are coming. They're bringing one of my grandchildren with them. So the TikTok tree goes in the guest suite, and one of my daughters will stay over there. So I'm debating whether or not I want to have a Christmas tree up while she's trying to stay in there next month. She may have to live with having a Christmas tree in her space. At least the tree will be up, not the ornaments. But we really have to get that tree up because I want it to go live the day after Halloween. That tree is going to become everything on my TikTok page on 11/1. So the tree itself may go up. And if I do put it up, I'm going to do a video about it. Yeah, a little bit of rain. We had a tiny dusting of rain here too. You're buying? Good for you. Joan, let me tell you, if you have a store in your area called At Home, it used to be called Garden Ridge, At Home, go in there. Last year they had glass ornaments in collections. They had a green, a lavender, and some other color. They had several really unusual colors. So it's a great place to get them inexpensive. You know, you can get like a set of like 20 of them or something like that instead of buying like 2 or 3. So it's a way to get your colors started. And you can buy the rest of them at Goodwill if you see them there. Estate sales are a really good place to look for vintage Shiny Brights or round glass ornaments. And antique stores. Antique stores will start putting their stuff out next month. So in October, you start seeing the Christmas pop into their booths, and it gets exciting. And it's hard for me to resist because I'm an antique kind of guy. I'm always going to those places, and it's hard to resist Christmas ornaments. I've been doing really well. Did really well last year. Yes, I'm glad. Nay, I'm so glad to hear you're obsessed. Yeah, check it out. Yeah, the At Home store. Just taking a look at your comments, guys. That's why I stop blabbing. When I start blabbing, I just get in my own head and I can't read anything, so I'm trying to keep my thoughts together. But yeah, Christmas is an exciting time. I guess you guys have heard that TikTok is in court. TikTok could go away as we know it next year. I don't think it's going to, but it might. Hey, thank you for that. Cheeky cherries. I want you to know, if it does, if you're interested in continuing to follow me and this platform goes away, I've set up an Instagram as Artful Roger, so it's there. There's no content yet, but it's there. And if you want to go, if you're on Instagram, Artful Roger, go ahead and follow me. Try to get a following started on my Instagram page, and I will start adding content to Instagram and doing Reels instead. There's that. I'm also on Instagram as Ben Cliff Designs. It's not active. There's a lot of content, but it's my old artist name. I was operating as Ben Cliff for quite a few years, and so there's some of my old stuff on there. And I'm on YouTube under Artful Roger, so you can follow me or subscribe, I guess is how YouTube works. There's no charge for subscription on YouTube, but you can subscribe to my YouTube channel under the same name. That way, if this TikTok platform disappears, we can find each other. You'll know where I am. Doesn't mean I'm going to be adding anything anytime soon to either one of those platforms, but in the event, be right back, I'm going to Instagram. If it happens, you'll know where I am. At least you'll already be connected to me so we can continue to flow, because as what I'm understanding is that we can do lives on YouTube. I think we can maybe do lives on Insta. I'm not sure. I don't know much about those platforms, but I'm going to be getting quite familiar with them if this goes away, because I would love to have, yes, nay, everywhere that you see me, I'm using the same name so you guys can find me. So it's Artful Roger. Don't forget the D. You got to put that D in there, because there might be another one out there with just the way God intended for Roger to be spelled, which is R-O-G-E-R. The devil put the D in my name. So just keep that in mind. I've been a little concerned about it, but I don't know what's going to happen with the TikTok. I've loved this platform since the time I got on it in 2021. you guys know my story. I'm an accidental person here. I just kind of stumbled into TikTok, and suddenly I had, now I have about 120,000 people, 116,000 people following me, and didn't expect it to happen. Oh, so Insta has the capacity for lives as well. Thanks, Tim. Thank you, Nay, for joining. Again, Instagram, Artful Roger, YouTube, Artful Roger. Those are going to be the backup platforms. I think I'm going to shift to one or the other full time if TikTok disappears, which I hope it does not. There's too much good stuff and too many good people on this platform. I really enjoy it. Can you tell us about an especially sentimentally valuable ornament that you display every year? Well, there is a video about it in my history. So if you go back to the Christmas cluster, so if you go in my video history and you go back through my history, you're going to see a bunch of garden stuff, and then you're going to see the Christmas cluster. It's one of the last videos that I did in the Christmas cluster. So it's going to be, as you scroll into the Christmas, it's right at the top. It's a little ornament from 1973 that was made in Italy. It was a part of a set of 4. That ornament that you see in the video was the only one that remains, and I talk about that ornament and I show it to you. And it's when I was putting things away last year, so it's featured. That would answer your question and tell you all about it. So what did I miss? Someone is not feeling well. Oh, so Love My Convertible has not been well. Okay. I'm so glad that you guys read the comments, because I guess that's what you're doing. I'm trying to keep my thoughts together. There are several Artful Rogers on Instagram. Okay, it's the one with my picture. I think you'll recognize me. I don't even know what photo. I can't get to my phone. It's up there, so I don't know. But it's Artful Roger. With a D, R-O-D-G-E-R. I wonder if... You know what? It's got to be out there. Well, do this. Go to YouTube. If you can't find it on Insta, I'm on YouTube under Artful Roger. Just subscribe. There's no charge for it, for the subscription. Oh, it's Artful.Roger. Is that what I did? It's been a while, Henry. Thank you. Here I am promoting something. I don't even know what I did. So I'm Artful.Roger. So Henry, you found the one that had my picture. Yeah, you're talking about art. The reason that I used the name, I used to be called Roger Dodger. That's who I was here on TikTok for quite a while. And I have a coworker that's on my team, and he just calls me Artful Roger. That's just what he's always called me. And I don't know why it never dawned on me to use that name on TikTok. But one day, I said, you know what? I'm going to use it. And I know it's a play on words for the Artful Dodger, but that's where it came from. So it's Artful.Roger. Thank you. My goodness. I knew you guys would sleuth it out. But at least it's my mug. You can see my picture, so you'll know it's me. Lynn, enjoy your dinner. Thanks for joining. I appreciate it. Yeah, and we're already at 7:47. I'm already 20 minutes past. Chipper frickin' Doodle has joined the live. Okay, girlfriend, thank God you got here, because I would have already quit at 7:30. So I'm still here. I got to show you something. Your little ghost frame. This is why I'm glad you're here. You know the one you did, the round one? I love the frame, so forgive me, but it's going in the latest clock case project. I changed it. This is the back wall. The molding's not done on the window, but I wanted to show you. This is what's going there. You recognize the frame. I love your little frame you made. So I just put different artwork in it that's going to match the decor of the scene. So that chipper is what I wanted you to see, because I don't want to offend you by taking out your ghost that I think you hand painted. I think you did. Where is your ghost? I need the ghost of Chipper Doodle. Okay, let me get a Ouija board. I've got to get one out. I need the ghost of Chipper Doodle. Where is it? The ghost was here. The ghost vaporized. I have no idea, Chipper, what happened to your ghost, but you did not hand paint it. I know you didn't. It was a photograph. It was really good. I still have it. I probably put it over there with the Halloween stuff. Dang it. But anyway, that's what I'm doing. You approve? I hope you do. Drapes. Yeah, I think it looks great. Just clipped out of a catalog. So, Chipper, I'm glad you made it. You slid right in. And this, by the way, Chipper, is how far we've gotten with the case. The wiring's in there, and I've already talked a lot about it, so we've done quite a bit to it. So, fun stuff. And I'm excited because I think it was you guys that suggested that we do this clock case in white. All the rest of them, as you can see, have always been black. This is the first time I've ever done it. I will tell you that working with white is a challenge because it gets scraped up, dirty. I have to be really careful with it. I have this old bed sheet down to protect it. I'm happy you made it too, Chipper. All of your little things. As a matter of fact, this you made. This is one of your little setabouts, and that's going to be on top of the harpsichord. So that is going into this project as well. So Chipper, in case you guys don't know, Chipper Doodle sent a bunch of stuff she made herself, a lot of little things that I can use in these clock cases for details. The tinier the details, the more interesting it is when you look inside of it. So I'm glad you made all that stuff too. Your Park Avenue clock case, yes. I've always been crafty. I've told the story, started a long time ago at my grandma's house when I was probably about 11. I stayed with my grandma for a week, my mom's mom. I've told this before, my mother's mother was an adult person, meaning that she was not a kidsy grandma. She liked the company of adults. She wasn't a grandma who baked cookies and all that stuff, but she was super crafty and she was really good with growing plants. She had her own business where she made dish gardens and sold those dish gardens to people. She had a plant business. You know, she just was a very creative person. And one week while I was staying with her, I made the mistake of saying to this person who was not a kidsy person, as an 11-year-old, I said, I'm bored. Well, that irritated my grandma. And my grandma was a loving and kind person. This is not to say my grandma wasn't. My grandma was awesome. But what she did do, she was annoyed, and I knew she was annoyed. She didn't say anything to me, but she disappeared and she went into this closet she had in her house, which was I can't believe creators want to co-host my live, just popping up. She went into this closet where she kept all of her crafty stuff. She rummaged around. She came out with an old cigar box. I think it's what I recall was a cigar box. And in it, she had put a bunch of buttons and glue and sticks and all kinds of stuff. And she just handed the box to me. She said, make your own toys. And I looked in that box and it had all kinds of amazing little bits of ephemera, and I had glue and string and thread and scissors and all this stuff. And I made my own toys that I played with. And I absolutely was hooked from that point forward, knowing that I could do that myself, that I didn't have to have toys from the store, that I could make things out of my own imagination using what we call now upcycling. We call, taking old junky stuff and turning it into something useful. That's what my grandma was doing, had been doing. She was a survivor of the Great Depression. She was a young married woman when the Great Depression happened, when they saved and kept everything. Nothing really got thrown away out of their house that was reused for something, some kind of purpose. Most of it was done that way. Even I remember glass Pepsi bottles that had a cork stopper rain head that you stuck on the top of it, and that's what you shook water out of onto clothing when you ironed it. So that, because there were no steam irons back then, there were electric irons that got hot but no steam. So that's how they ironed clothing. So she was very creative in that way. So to answer your question, it's a very long answer. That's where it came from. I wish I did still have those. They were made out of little boxes and stuff. One of them was a truck that I made, a pickup truck I made out of my grandpa's English leather box. You remember English leather cologne that men wore back in the 70s? It was English leather. It had a little box top. So there's a small box bottom and a bigger box top. I made a pickup truck out of the smaller side of it. And buttons for wheels. I remember that. I had a great time with it. You can see I was very much affected by it. But I've never worn English leather. I don't know why. So your grandma had something you remember too. Yeah. Laundry sprinklers. Is that what they're called, Jackie? Those things? Yeah, it had cork on it. I think they were made out of aluminum. It looked like a shower head or the rain bucket you watered plants with. And you shook it out of a bottle. Yeah. sprinkled and oh my God. So absolutely. My grandma had all that stuff. Yeah, my grandma had an ironing basket. My grandma also had a wringer washer. She had a wringer washer in the kitchen, and you had to put the pipe into the sink and the clothes washed in this thing with the agitator, and then she'd run them through the wringer. And you want to see a grandma have a panic attack? Be a kid trying to put clothes in a wringer. She were going to run your hand through that thing. She just could not stand for us to get our hands close to it. Wow. I am so amazed that you guys know that stuff. See these tiny little memories of mine, and you think you're the only one that has them. You got your fingers stuck in a wringer. Yeah. By the time, I think the old wringer washers, it did not stop, but my grandma's was newer, and it had if your hand got in it and you slammed the top, even with your elbow, it would open, the rollers would open so that your hand could get out. But yeah. Yep. I wish I had my grandma's wringer washer, I'll tell you that. And I think it was new in the 60s. I think it wasn't very old because it had safety features on it. Yep, everybody, I think they knew people had their fingers crushed in them. Yeah. I missed that comment. By 2 years. So yeah, I think you're 2 years older or younger than me. Yeah, we're right around the same age. Yeah. Gay May remembers the milk delivery guy. I don't remember that. Yep, that's another thing my grandma did. They did not have an electric dryer. My mom had an electric dryer, of course, in our house because we lived in a modern home, but my grandma's house was an older home. They hung clothes out on the clothesline. The neighbors did too. I mean, I think about how that was as a kid. You see everybody's underwear just hanging straight down a clothesline. It was just normal to see people's, as my grandparents called it, their drawers hanging out on the clothesline. It's just weird now. Hang on, guys. I got to do my puzzle piece thing. It's a verification process that TikTok puts in. When your live gets to 1 hour, it wants to make sure that you're a real person. So I have to do a little puzzle. I have to take a little puzzle piece and slide it over and put it in its place to prove that I'm a person. They absolutely do. Things that dry outside absolutely do. Yeah. And I think there's places in the country now, if you live in certain neighborhoods, you're not allowed to have a clothesline. I mean, it's against the HOA rules. We could have one, but we're not going to be doing that. That's interesting, Chipper. Yes, we're kindred spirits. We have these memories. And as I've gotten to this age, 60 now, I'm really having these moments where I'm realizing that I'm fading into, I'm not in the main zeitgeist anymore. People in their 30s and 40s are really hitting it and doing it, and they have their own memories because they're my kids' age. But I have these memories that they don't have. I lived in a world with a generation of people that are all gone that did things that now are so unique. It's like, wow, I lived through that. I lived through wringer washers, and I lived in a time when there was no air conditioning. I remember that. I remember when there were no mobile phones and all of that. So I'm grateful for those things that I got to experience. Yeah, just a pup. So you must be telling me you're ahead of me on this thing. Yeah, I'm telling you, if I live to be 80, I will definitely look at 60 as a pup. But when you're 60, you ain't got nothing to compare it to but 40. You're like, well, I'm not that young anymore. But I understand. And don't you wish you had let people... I know, me too, Henry. I totally wish I'd asked more questions. I asked what I could, but now, wow. By 6 years, okay, so you're not too far ahead. Oh, your brother follows me too? Are you talking to me? Oh, okay, cool. You're 59 and holding. That's what I said. I remember being 39 and holding. I'm telling you, my 30s, I would go back. If somebody said you can pick an age and go back and relive it over again, I would go back to be 30, 39, 30, 39. I would just be in my 30s forever because I felt like in my 30s that I wasn't too young anymore and I wasn't too old. It was like the perfect time. I always think of my 30s being that way, just being this... I mean, I was on top of my game and, things were great. But not that they're not now. I'm just saying, But I remember being 39 saying, I'm going to hold at 39. But guess what? I turned 40 anyway. It happened. 70 holding, exactly. Yeah. 39 forever. Yeah, those were good times. Absolutely good times. Yes, Chipper, I'm glad that you are happy that I improved on them a little bit. I wouldn't say I improved because your stuff is great. Had I been doing a Halloween, I would have used your ghost. That's why the ghost is still here, because I'll have to find a frame for it, because the ghost was awesome, for sure. So you had a hard time with 70. Yeah. I haven't had a hard time. I think I had a hard time with 32. Isn't that weird? I cried the day I turned 32. I have no idea why. I don't even know. There must have been something going on. I don't know why that was a problem, but no other age I've stepped right into every one of them without a problem. 30 was hard. Yeah, turning 30. How old do people typically guess I am? 59. 25 and 50. Yeah. 32 is super young. Absolutely. Yeah, my son is 35 now. I cannot believe it. My son is 35. Unbelievable. And my two daughters that are coming are 30 and 32. So, it's just crazy. My husband Christ at 40 thought he was old. I remember thinking that about myself at 40, but I see people that are 40 now and I'm like, you're a child. And that's what I have friends in their 80s and they tell me I'm a child. I'm fresh chicken. I am just like, I am so young and vibrant when I'm around my 80-something-year-old friends. Which they're all active people, which is amazing. And my grandparents in their 80s were not doing the stuff that 80-year-olds do today. We all think Roger is 45. Okay, thank you. I'll take it. And put your glasses on or go clean them. Do something. I know. Until my kids are in their 50s, I can't even imagine it. That would put me in my 70s and 80s. Wow. I mean, that's unimaginable. I've got friends, like I said, that are in their 80s now. I've got a friend, we had her, it felt like we had her 80th birthday yesterday. Now she's 82. I mean, I don't know why it all seems like it's going so friggin' fast. It just really is. I know it's not going any faster than it ever did. It just feels like it. You cried when you turned 20. Oh my God. I was so glad to be 20 because I look like a little tiny child at 19. I look like a little 12-year-old. I've always been that way. I remember I was 29 years old and people thought I was still 19. And I remember it made me so upset and I'd get so angry because I looked like a little kid. But then as I got older, closer to 40, I became grateful that I looked young, that I always look super young, than what I was, So it's catching up with me now. I'm not going to kid myself, but that's one of the things about looking young. But when you're 29 years old and people think you're in high school, it's not a good thing. You don't like it. I didn't like it. I had 4 kids by then, 3 kids, and 1 on the way when I was 29, and I wasn't liking being thought of as a teenager. But I got over it. My neighbor is 96 and yes, exactly. There's people like that. I hope that my 80-something-year-old friends lived into their 90s because my neighbor is 96 and yes, exactly. There's people like that. I hope that my 80-something-year-old friends lived into their 90s because I'm not in any mood and nowhere near wanting to lose any of those people. They're so near and dear to me. Henry, I'm so glad you joined me. I have been on here too long. It is after 8. That reminds me that I need to stop myself. Guys, what I am going to do, I'm committing to you tonight. I'm going to be back on here on Thursday. All right. So Thursday night at 7, I'm going to be back on here in the live. We're going to work on this thing a little bit more. Remember that I am artful.roger on Instagram. So in the event that this platform goes away, because it's being litigated right now, it's in court. If TikTok disappears, I'm going to come back to Instagram. So I'm already set up as it's artful.roger. So there's the period between the two names. So don't forget that. And I'm also on YouTube. So subscribe to YouTube because I'm already archiving these lives to YouTube. Some of them, not all of them, but some of them I archive. Get on there so that we can remain in contact with each other. I hope you guys all have a great night. Okay? Take care of yourselves. I'll see you Thursday night at 7.